All right, everybody, welcome to the Who's Who and African American Lit. Man, it's your boy DJ Gatsby, aka Mr. Grown, the Sexy, the Black Business Entrepreneur. We here, man, with the podcast. We launched it with my man Carlos Vegas out of Tuscaloosa, Alabama. It's my family over here. What's going on, bro? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm good, bro. Just glad to be here. How was your Thanksgiving, cuz?
Thanksgiving was good, man. I can't complain. I ate good. I had the family. I had everybody here, man. So, doing what I do, man.
I got off my diet. A little bit, but I'm back at it.
All right, well, that's what's up. That's how that works, man. Listen, I got one little thing to do right now, and we about to get it perfect. Got to make sure my Facebook live feed. They made a lot of changes, man, here on Facebook, and they make it hard for a brother to kind of do these shows now. But with that creative technology and the expertise I got, I made it happen.
Already,
I made it happen, man. So let me just make sure real quick that we on here, man. Everybody that's in, if you see me online, you see Carlos Vegas online, you want to make a comment, go into the comment section, make your comment, we'll put you on screen, and let everybody know what we're doing here today.
Already.
All right, so once again, it's DJ Gatsby, man. We live with the Black Business Entrepreneur Podcast with my man Carlos Vegas, man. All right, so Carlos, man, first of all, man, thanks for taking time out of the busy schedule and come and join me. It's a pleasure to have you on, man. I know you got a lot to say. We got an hour to do this, man, but I want to just real quickly, man, thank everybody who's been supporting me and my team, WB Media Group, and all the things that we're trying to do here in the community, man, especially with the Black business brothers and sisters and entrepreneurs out there. All right, now, Carlos, we're going to start from the beginning, man. I understand you an artist, recording artist, rapper and producer, man. Let's start off right there, man. How long have you been in the game, and what was your motivation, man, for becoming a rapper and recording artist?
Here go the age. Here go the age notification.
All right,
with that question. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, I've been doing music, man, over 30 years, man.
Wow.
Look back, over 30 years. The first group. Well, I end up, I start off as a solo artist. Everybody from West Highland and Fayette, Alabama, they already know. They used to call me Boop, B-O-O-P, right?
Okay.
But some folks used to take it to the extreme because my grandma and my grandfather raised me, right? And I used to wear these pair of boots, B-O-O-T's, right? So you got some folks that used to jack me, they call me Boot, like on purpose, but they know it was Boop, you know what I mean? But that was their thing, you know what I'm saying? But I started off as a solo artist, Boop. It went from Boop to B-double-O-P, spelling Boop out with the letters. Then it turned to B-Dub. Then it turned to Dub Set. Then it turned to Carlos Vegas when I reinvented the whole amount. So, yeah, man, the first group I was with was called Black Harmony. Shout out to all the members of Black Harmony, man. A couple are still doing it. But, over 30 years, bro. Over 30 years, man.
Right. So when you started out, you said you started out with a group, man. Well, what was the name of the group and who were some of the other members, man? Shout them out.
Black Harmony. We had Black Harmony, man. Let me see. The original four was myself, Chelsea Driver, Greg Lee, and Dwayne Lee. I think that was the original four. And as time went on, kind of like the Five Heartbeats did, one member was, he excluded himself, and we brought in Fred Savage, which normally when you switch a group out, you normally switching out the lead singer. You know what I mean? Yeah. Honestly, that's how groups go when they switch out. But yeah, Fred Savage. So it was 5 members in all. But shout out to Chelsea Driver, man. Shout out to Fred Savage. Shout out to Dwayne Lee, Greg Lee, man. And man, they know I love them to death. I stay in touch with them all the time, still today, man. So Black Harmony. Y'all know what it is.
Now, Fred Savage, he's from Fayette, right?
Yeah, all of us.
Man, listen, Fred Savage lived across the street from me, man. When I lived in Alabama, I moved to New York when I was 10.
That was probably his father. That was probably Fred Sr.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, that was
so
probably
Fred, Bobby Joe, Poochie.
Yeah.
That's my people's, man.
Now listen, you can see. You got to think about it now. I'm talking about Fred Jr. So
all right, so the junior.
If you know his dad and all the Savages like Tasha and Willie C. all that, but All of them could sing, but
Okay.
Fred Senior was a mother. So
Okay.
the product from that was who was with Black Harmony. That's Fred Jr. You know what I'm saying?
All
But I
right.
know
Big
what you're
shout out.
saying. Yeah, that's exactly what it
Big
is.
shout out Black Harmony, man, and the brothers that was
Yeah,
in that original group, man. All right, so
straight
you
up.
with that group, you move on at some point, you become a solo artist, and you start dropping singles yourself, man. What was the first single, man? What record was it that introduced you to the rap industry?
Oh man, I had a song that really started make a buzz. Then it was called "The Game." If you
Okay.
don't know what's going on, you better leave the game alone, homeboy, because it won't be long. Way up the river,
You get
yeah.
comfortable in here, man. We don't want you to put on a performance right now. We're gonna
Yeah,
talk
that
about
was that was the one that really made the buzz of this game. It was a maxi single I dropped. You know what I'm saying? It had the game on there. It had the record "Get Over" and a
okay.
song called "No Sympathy." You know what I'm saying? And man, there's so many stories, man. I'm gonna ride with you, man. Hey, you
All right.
look, man. Look. You drive the car. I
All
need
right.
the gas. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're gonna get it up to speed. So at that point, man, that's when you became a businessman. That's when your first introduction as an entrepreneur, businessman. You working outside the blocks. You're not punching a clock for what you do, and that's what this show is all about, man. The entrepreneurial
Right.
spirit and how you got to be an entrepreneur. Now that starts your business, but later on, you matured in the game at some point, man. Tell us about the production company. Tell us about the record label and the distribution deals that you got right now, and we'll talk about some of the music you got out right now. So tell us
Right.
about Turner Productions, man, and where you at right now.
Yeah, and before I go that far, I got to give a shout out, which I always do, to my homeboy Sticky City Skip. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying? He dead and gone, RIP, my nigga. But anybody from Fed know Skip, Kenneth Henry, they know who I'm talking about. Like, he believed in me when I was 14 years old, bro. I ain't had no. I'm winning talent shows.
there
You know
you
what I'm
go.
saying? I'm beating on the lunchroom table with a notebook, a number 2 pencil, and a brush, and I know how
That's
to make.
early hip hop, man. That's
You
early
know
hip
what I'm
hop.
saying? I'm having contests in the bathroom with whoever want to bow to me, and like that I got to get at the Skip first, man. Because if it wasn't for him, I'd have got in the game. I wouldn't have been doing music for 30 years. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying? So I want to put that out there first. But the first move that I made, and this me being young in the game, I ain't know, like at this point in my life right now, it really should be like, okay, so I'm at Hit City Music in Atlanta, Georgia, where you based out of, on Washington Road. Shout out to B Hood, shout out to all my homeboys over at Hit City Music. So I'm in the studio, we get a phone call, right? Because the producer's like, yo, this young dude is snapping, right? So the phone rang back. Who is it? Who is it? My girl, Abdul. Do you know Abdul?
nah, man, I don't know Abdul.
Oh yeah,
I let
what girl singer do you know last name Abdul? Paul
Paul
Abdul?
Abdul. That's what you're talking
Yeah,
about, Paul Abdul.
that's her
Okay,
on the phone, right? So they
okay,
letting her hear the record that I'm working on, and I'm young in the game. I'm trying to put together my album. I'm trying to sell my album, and the record I made, like I was telling you, was called No Sympathy. But the hook that I wrote is what she wanted. She didn't care nothing about the rap, you know what I mean? But that hook that I wrote is what she wanted for her album. So we had a meeting, and I told my manager at that time, Skip. I told him, I said, look, bro, I said, I don't know if I want to sell this record or not, bro. I'm trying to put together my record. If they call me about this record, I got to hit. You see what I'm
okay.
saying? But if I was smart, I'd have been like, man, I can write this stuff all day. It's in my heart. I should have sold, and I'd have been a ghostwriter in the game, man, when I was 16, 17 years old, all the way to now. But as far about the projects that you were asking what's going on right now, I got a album that I dropped. It's called Carlos Vegas from the Flow, FLOW, to the
Yeah,
Flow, FLOOR. You know how we talk down here in the South. So even
yeah.
though they spell different, it sounds the same from the flow to the flow. But for your proper people, it's from the flow to the floor. You know what I mean? FLOW to the FLOR. That's the album that's out right now. Please go get it, man. It's jamming. It's jamming.
Yeah. Now I gonna we're gonna talk about that album a little bit later, man. put everybody up on game on where they can pick that up at, where you can download it, man, and support your music, man. You
Sure,
know,
sure.
again, that's why we're here. You know, we celebrating Black business entrepreneurs like yourself. All right, so man, the music industry been good to you. You know, I know you. You know, it kind of launched your career off as a businessman, and you branched on to do other things. But the music is your first love, and recording and performing live is something else. Now, when I saw you, I think last weekend I was down there in Tuscaloosa. We sat down together. You talked about some of the places you performed. You talked about some of the artists that you performed and recorded with, man. How has that journey been, man, as a recording artist, doing live shows, you know, touring around the South, man, and making a name for yourself? How has that been?
Well, another shout out. I gotta give a shout out to my cousin Timo James, man, out of Mississippi. You know what I'm talking about? Because Timo, he seen what I had going on with the Bama Boogie tour, and he was like, "Yo, this dude, cuz going off, bro. Like, if it wasn't for the COVID, ain't no telling
Okay.
where we would be at this point." But we had to cancel a lot of shows, even the shows we were doing, like me and TK Soul and all these other shows I was doing with them.
Yeah.
You only can put a certain amount of people in the seats. You know, not because we couldn't sell it out at that time. It was the COVID. Like, hey man, you got to be a certain amount of feet apart. You got to place this, yeah. You know, so shout out to Timo for that. But we were talking about touring around the South. That's perfectly okay. But Timo is the one that got in contact with me, and the dream I always had, man, was to perform in Las Vegas, Las Vegas, Nevada, at the Grand. You know what I'm saying? Same place Tupac was at. The whole thing, and my dream came true. And you know, I can show y'all the show and the pics and the steel shots. But that was the main thing. But as far as the South, I really can't tell you where I have not been in the South. You know what I'm saying? All right. Now, don't get it twisted, platted or braided. Since I jumped in the trucking industry, it is places in Alabama that you never knew existed. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people don't even know it's a Detroit, Alabama. Somebody say Detroit, first thing you think is what? Michigan. You know what I mean? But it's a Detroit, Alabama. So, you know, as far as all the major cities, when you talk about Huntsville, Birmingham, Montgomery, Mobile, and everything in between, Tuscaloosa, you know, I've rocked those to death. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But hey, it's still a lot of places out there in Alabama that I still wouldn't mind touching. You know,
man, the whole South is wide open for you, man. The whole South, North Carolina, South Carolina, Atlanta, Tennessee. I mean, even East Coast, West Coast, worldwide, man. You know, the music don't stop, man. It's something that constantly grows. You getting introduced to a new audience every day. Tell us some of the places where they can find your music, because I know I know your stuff is on YouTube. You got stuff out there, Reverb Nation. Tell the people what's some of the places that they can go hear your music and buy your music at, man.
Yeah, man. Apple, Apple. All your Apple stores, Apple Music, Google Play, iTunes, Amazon, pretty much anywhere you shop it, man, I am for sale. You know what I'm saying? I am for sale. Music-wise, I am for sale. So, you know, all you got to do is put in CARLOS, what you see at the bottom of the screen, VEGAS, Carlos Vegas. You put Carlos Vegas in there, you're going to find
Google
it. Yeah, and then you go back to some of the old joints, you might have to put DUBSAC, Dubsat, AKA Carlos Vegas. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. You were also
all that, man. Spotify, the whole nine. Yeah, it's all out there.
So you were known as Dubsac. When I met you, you were family, everything. But when I first came in contact with you, I think I was living in DC, man. You sent me some stuff, man.
It's always been Dubsac.
You're going by the name of Dubsac. So
it's always been Dubsac, cuz, you know what I'm saying? And people don't know what Dubsac is. A lot of people take it wrong. That's why the older I got, I had to reinvent myself, because
Dubsac, that's a 20 where I'm from.
Right. You know what I mean? And people will confine you to that. So if you look, like, I got the art on, matter of fact, they're on my hand. You see what they say right there?
Yeah. I see you, man.
Dub is short for double, sac is short for sacrifice. You understand what I'm saying? That's Dubsac right there. So as time went on, I didn't want nobody to get me misconstrued. So when I got into my real grown man stance, you know what I'm saying? That's why I reinvented myself and went to Carlos Vegas, because that way it wasn't no misunderstanding about nothing. I don't want to miss no business, man, because you think I'm selling the wrong thing. I don't do that. You know?
But you evolve
but my shit is dope.
Yeah, but you evolve as an artist, and things change up for you. So And I see that transition, you know, from the earlier music that you did, and some of the things that you've done later. Now,
Sure.
one of your biggest hits that I came
Oh,
about
man.
was Bama Boogie. You got a lot of joints out, but I see the videos, I see the dances, man. You collaborated on that with Big Mooch. Now, how did that song come about?
All right, so me and Big Moochie had met each other like 5 years previous at the the Black Kings third annual or fifth annual motorcycle anniversary in Montgomery, Alabama.
Okay.
So I came out before Moochie did, because Moochie obviously was the headliner. Moochie been doing this a long time too, but Moochie had got into the media, you know what I mean, and record sales and all that before I was still trying to come up, you know what I mean, before I was hot. My shows was hot. You just had to follow me. I just didn't have all the dots connected at that time. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so I came out with a song called Papa Willie. That's my other record that I got that went regional. Those are my biggest two records. The reason I won't stop, because I still want that national hit, and I won't stop till I get. I don't care if the name of the record is Old Man. You understand what I'm saying? I won't stop till I get it. But 5 years before I made the record with Big Moochie, he was like, "Yo, bro, I seen your show. You know, we talked after I did my thing, and then he came out and did. He said, I seen your show, bro. We got to do something together. I can show you them old pics, man. You ought to see me, man. Little young boy, 5 years ago, boy. But we got together. Now, I wrote the record. I wrote the whole song, the hook. But when it come to business, I had to make a decision, right? So I signed a distribution deal with Empire. Empire really is the biggest independent distribution company in the world. And I'm blessed to say that I signed with Empire. And that shout out to Sam Adams, Enrique Dent, all my homeboys that's in Atlanta right now. You know what I'm saying? They the one that helped me put that deal together. And we just did a 1 year deal. And but that's how we came together, man, on the old show. Is it? And the only reason I ain't got my gold record yet, I got over 500-some thousand streams already. But that's on all platforms. They in different places. You got to get all those streams out of one spot. Okay. To get that gold record. So I already know a couple years down the road, the way it's still rolling. That's just one of the records that don't stop. Those one of the family reunion records and summertime records, and that's just one of the records. And I end up getting that gold or that platinum plaque, to put on the wall with the rest of this stuff back here, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Once again, everybody watching the Black Business Entrepreneur Podcast with your man Carlos Vegas, my special guest, DJ Gaspery, man. We got a lot to talk about. So listen, if you're online watching this, tell your friend to tell a friend to tune in, man. We on YouTube Live, we on Facebook, we on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram. So, check us out. All right, so enough of the music, man. You got a lot of other things that you do that entails music with your production skills as well. You've done commercials. You've written songs for teams and done a lot, man. What exactly are you doing, outside of your own music, to contribute to the culture, man?
First and foremost, what I'm saying, I sold cars 23 years during this whole grind.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the car sales.
I sold cars 23 years during this whole grind, bro. People have hired me to put together the super truck stores and, offer me different things that they pulled me away from the place that I was at all these years, do that, and then I go back to the place, so forth. So I still sell cars on the side, but I'm not sitting up in the office anymore. If you still looking for good vehicles, you still can contact me. I got all the connects. I'm gonna do all your information here, get you approved, and you're gonna be telling your friend. I mean, it's not too many people that's watching this podcast unless you maybe, I don't know, you might be from Russia. You know what I'm saying? And somebody in America is kin to you, and I've sold them folks a car. You know what I mean? But besides that, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying your name ring bells, man, in the car sales industry, man. I was looking for a couple of cars when I came before I got my Lexus. I was looking.
Right. You hit me up.
You went around with that. That's just one of the many things that you do, man. Again, that's why we family, we met. But as I learned more about you, who you are, and what you do, I was like, this brother's really doing a lot, man. He's really a black businessman. He's really an entrepreneur. He has multiple streams of income. And again, man, we talking to people that ain't punching a 9 to 5. If you got to do it, you got to do it. But there's still a lot of opportunities for you to use your business and hustle instincts, man. to feed your family, man, get food, clothes, and shelter.
One thing I can't leave out my wife. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like
to the queen.
I got
Queen.
yeah, I got man, she keep me in check, bro.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? She keep me in check on a checkerboard. No, on a chessboard, I'm still in check. You know. But yeah, I gotta give shout out to her too, man, because like she behind the scenes, she don't show up too much. Man, I might be saying something and I like, what's this message I got on my phone? She was like, yo, don't do it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like she keep me in check, man, and I appreciate her for that. That's first and foremost. But besides that, after I went through a few things, I had put up enough revenue that I said, I've been in this car business, baby, for 23 years. It's time for us to make a move and go on to something for us. I mean, I want to leave something to my family. I want to leave something to the kids. I want to leave something to whoever in my family that outlived me. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, man.
Yeah, so I came up with Ogden's Transportation. You know what I'm saying? We specialize in transportation and warehousing, and I mostly run the Southeast region. We go anywhere in the world. God bless me to do I've already got a couple of contracts with FEMA, which are government contracts. I'm glad I was able to help the folks from the Hurricane Ian and the other hurricane that came through. I got both of those contracts. Thank God for that. But yeah, that's what we into right now. It's always gonna be the music. You know what I'm saying? It's always gonna be God first. But right now, I'm pushing Ogden's Transportation, and I'm trying to take that to another level and do it a little different from other people that just want to make some money. Sometimes you have to take less than what you are worth,
of course, man,
to make a new relationship. But I don't mind doing that, man, because God bless me. So there's no way that I can continue to be blessed if I don't bless nobody else. You heard me?
I heard you. Now listen, real quickly, we talked about the car dealership, man, and your relationship with cars and drivers and fleets of cars. But tell us a bit about the Ogden Transportation, man. How did that come about? Because I know a lot of brothers that are truck drivers, but they don't have a trucking company or logistics company, whatever you want to call it, man. How was that process about getting that LLC and the trucking business going, man?
I'm gonna tell you something crazy, man. I'm probably one of the few people that have opened up a trucking business that don't even have their own CDLs.
Well, you mentioned that. You told me that you had drivers, but you're employing brothers, helping them feed their family. So you're a boss right now. You know, and I'm sure you're a better boss than worker. So I understand, man. You got drivers out there driving your trucks, man. But again, how difficult was that process? Because like I said, you got a lot of brothers out here that are driving, and they could be owner operator. You know what I mean? So how was that process, man?
Well, my thing is, first and foremost, the process itself, like for me, the process wasn't difficult. It was because I studied it before I got into it. You know what I'm saying? I really studied what was going on. I ain't just jumping there, because even if you study it, you still gonna learn something new every day.
Sure.
So learn the basis off the top. You know what I mean? It's more expensive than it is difficult. You know what I mean?
So it's about finance. You got to finance it.
It's more expensive to get started because you got to get a DOT. You got to get a EIN number. You got to get a MC number. You got to get everything granted from whatever state you may be. I'm in Alabama, so I had to get my Alabama this and that. And one thing, if it's anybody out there that's trying to get in the trucking business, I want you to check this out, man. Listen, when you are a new business, all these people out there, they're scamming. There's some scammers out there, man, that's gonna hit you up to do. You will hire them to do the background checks on your drivers and this and that. Yeah. Your drug curriculum and all. Come on, bro. Listen, your insurance company do that. See, I was paying folks I ain't even have to pay, bro, because I ain't know no better.
That's a learning process.
Yeah, it was a learning process. And that's what happened in your first year, unless you got somebody in your family that's already been doing this and they coach. I ain't had nobody in my family that was, close to me that was doing that like this. So I jumped in it with just the basics and I learned the knowledge of it. But you still got people that show up about things that you have no idea about, and you pay them for it, and you get done. You still You still be in compliance, but you already paid for the compliance and didn't know that people that you paid does that as well. So once again, up there where you at, like, another smart thing to do is like what I do right now is have a company that do your IFTA taxes. When you hear somebody say IFTA, that got something to do with your fuel taxes, and things like that. I do it quarterly because I don't want to, get to the end of the year or something and then they talking about you. Do it quarterly, man. Do it every 3 months. Where you can keep yourself, above surface, and keep growing. Man. So it's very expensive. It's a profitable business, but you don't get in this business for free. You know what I mean?
I hear you. All right. So how long have you actually had a trucking company? How long you been in business with Ogden Trucking?
I've been doing Ogden's transportation now. So this September, October, November. So a year and 3 months.
Oh, so you in now? You I'm sure you know the ins and outs, the ups and downs, and pitfalls and everything, man, about that business, man. What advice would you give a young truck driver? Because you went in, and I think you went in different. You went in not as an owner operator. You went in straight up as the owner, the CEO or whatever, and then you hired drivers. What advice would you give to these young brothers out here who are looking to get in the trucking business? I mean, whether they're a driver with a CDL or not, what advice would you give them, man, on how to get started with that thing?
All right, and my answers always be odd and crazy. You know what I'm saying? The first thing I would tell them to do is stay off of Facebook and go into these black trucker or it ain't got to be black trucker type of websites. Yeah, don't, because they be on there, and if you're doing something different or better than them, they dog your style. Don't go on there. Study for yourself. Talk to somebody that you can talk to face to face, and then work your way to being able to talk to somebody online like this. You know what I'm saying? Sure. But the next thing is like get your finances together, man, because you got to find a way. It's so many grants out here and loans and stuff out here that you can get. See, I came out, man, and like I didn't. That's a route that this next year, if God bless me to still be around to do this next year is going to be bigger and better for me.
Okay, you expanded.
I've learned so much now that I'm finna finally be able to get out the office sometime and let somebody else step in where I can do some more stuff, to continue the process. But stay off of the social media, looking at these groups. Go on Google, go on something that you can learn. Go talk to somebody that's been doing it for years, because that's just like my driver. Most of all my drivers have been driving like 10 plus years, and that helps your insurance versus somebody that's been driving, 1 year, 2 year, whatever. But that's what you do. You study it for yourself. You get your finances together. And, if you still able, get your CDLs, because when you got a driver that fall out, you don't want the wheels to stop turning because the wheels ain't moving. You ain't making, you know what I mean? So that way you can fill in yourself and keep it moving. And you don't have to pay nobody that money, stay at homestead.
Wow.
You know what I'm talking about? That's my main. I can get real deep into it, but that's the main thing for somebody just starting. I get too deep, I'll lose them. They'll forget about the other stuff I said, and once start paying these other people to do their damn background checks. You know what I mean?
Nah, but congratulations, man, on success with the trucking company, man. It's very rare, for people to have several careers in a lifetime where you've been successful. As a young entrepreneur, man, I tip my hat to you. And and after sitting down and talking to you, you just beginning. You got all kind of ideas and things that you want to do in the future, man. And there's nothing wrong with that, bro. I congratulate you, man.
I did a showcase down here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Believe it or not, it was the biggest showcase in the whole Southeast region. People from Atlanta, New York, they came from everywhere. And I always give shout outs to folks, man, because that's how I am. Shout out to my little homie Jizzle Main. They call him Jizzle Main. And they might get it mixed up because I'm real good friends with my homeboy that I went on tour with, me and the Franchise Boys and Pastor Troy and Jagged. His name is Jizzle Main too, but Jizzle Main from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Shout out to him. He just signed a deal. You know what I'm saying, with Sony Records and this other group that collaborate with Sony. You know what I'm saying? I hope he do big things. He worked his butt off. He really did. But that showcase I did, man, we gave away a lot. Put people in magazines and distribution deals, things that had never been exposed to, you know, if that opportunity wasn't. And Dave's Cristobal. Shout out to Dave Green the third, man. I love you, Dave. You already know. That's why I took you when you came down that time. You met Dave and his wife.
Oh, David, Crimson Bar.
Yeah. That's where he let me do my showcase at.
Oh, that's my folks, man. I went first time I came out there to meet you. We went out there, and you know, you were going to go in, and the place was crazy that night, right? I couldn't even get in there. The place was packed. They had us set up. They VIP. You know, he valeted my car. We VIP. You better have table service to go in there. That was really my first introduction to you, to see the reception and the love you had, you know, in the streets out there. In the hood, being a rapper, man, you from the hood. Speaking of that, man, you told me a lot about the hood. That you still in the streets. You ain't went Hollywood. You ain't went, you know, this and that. You still the same old dude from the block, man. How do you stay grounded? You know, doing what you do, man. How you stay grounded, man?
God.
Okay, put God first.
Yeah, God. Like, no, I'm just saying, like, you leave God alone, bro. You still gonna need help. So who the next big help you can get besides God? Tell me.
The next big help I'm getting. Well, I ain't gonna say the wife, but
no.
Listen, man, that's all I know, bro.
The devil.
Well, listen, the devil will
tempt you. The devil is
the
next big thing that you can rock with.
Ooh.
Now, when you leave God out of it, that's the way you're gonna go if you're trying to be successful, right? So you go that way. Yeah, man, you're gonna start seeing the diamonds and the pearls and the fancy cars and the big shows and the big cribs, and without the hard work. You don't, like, the devil make it where you don't have to do the hard work.
I understand exactly what you're saying. Success can be very detrimental, man.
So that's how I stay grounded, because I mean, we
define success in many different ways. It's not all about money. It's not all about friendship and material things, man. Success is different things to different people. And like you said, if you don't put God first, we already know who you follow, and that's going to tempt you. But that's why I said, how do you stay grounded? I mean, of course, you're putting God first, but you know, you still connected to the streets. You're still connected to the hood. You know, right. You ain't like I said, your head ain't got too big, man. That you know, you can't go and break bread and have a drink and hit the bars and hit the clubs and show love because they supported you in your career.
Right. You know, the way I stay grounded, bro. You know, I believe it or not, like, I'm gonna take time out of my schedule. My grandparents raised me, right?
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Anthony Wilson. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
That's up. That's Grandpa. I saw that picture on your desk. Keep that right there in front of you every day.
Yeah. And my grandma, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to them. Like, when Thanksgiving or something would come around and we was in the hood on West Highland and Fed, like, we would not even have Thanksgiving in the house. We would put tables up outside in our yard. You know what I mean? Dress the tables out, food everywhere. It could be somebody just walking from West Highland going down to the projects. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you can stop over here and get some food, this and that.
Yeah, man, that's love right there.
You know, I came to Atlanta, Georgia. Shout out to my nigga K Chill. You know, I did a deal with them a good little while back with Chill Zone Entertainment. And I used to come to Atlanta and do a program called Feed the Hungry. You go on my page, you will find that. Feed the Hungry. Feed the Hungry USA. FeedTheHungryUSA.org. You can look it up right now. Yeah. But the thing is, if you ever get, and once again, this is my wife, because I don't get it twisted, man. I done had so much going on, bro. I done got the big head before about certain things.
Of course,
I'm not gonna sit right here. Yeah, I can't sit right here. Yeah, I can't sit right here and act like I ain't never snapped. You know what I mean? And went so hard. I'm like, man. Yo, I had to grow up. I had to grow up, bro. So Absolutely. The way I stay grounded is, man, it's all about family, man. I got a grandbaby, another grandbaby on the way. You know, I got a wife, 3 girls, a boy, a bunch of shit, man. Like I got my man. Listen,
family, man. It's family, bro.
Yeah, and the way you stay grounded is kill your selfishness. If you stop being selfish, ain't nowhere to do, ain't nothing left but grounded.
Exactly. That's it. You can only do so much for yourself, man. Whether it's jewelry and cars and just extravagant things, extravagant places, you can only do so much for yourself, man. It's a part of you that wants you to be the provider, the protector, you know, and the man that God meant you to be. So I get it, man. You know, like I said,
Yeah.
I sat and talked with you in length, not just about music, but we talked about life. We talked
Yes,
about
sir.
principles. We talked about
Yes,
family,
sir.
man. So I definitely get
I
it,
mean,
man. And and
you
what
ain't
you're
got
saying is right. And you know,
everything
I hope the
to
people that's watching that
you
understand
know,
that you're a businessman. You have an image, and you have a purpose. But don't get
right.
it twisted. The man inside is real, you
Yeah.
know, and you keep it real, like you said, your wife, your family, putting God first, and whatever you do, man, it's going to be a blessing. And when you step out of line or you make mistakes, you realize it, and you
Yeah.
got your family around you that's going to pull your coat and say, hey, listen, slow down. You're doing this, you're doing that. Don't forget why you're
Right.
here. Don't let this go.
Right.
Same for me, man. I can speak highly of my wife, and she definitely keeps me grounded. My mom's too, my brother.
Hey,
Um, you
shout
know,
out to your wife, man. You know, I met her, man. I met her, man. We had a
yeah,
good
you
time.
got you.
She was like, yo, your younger cousin crazy, son. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, no, I'm
She
good,
just
man.
she just peeped in on me. She just peeped in on me in a minute because just see how I'm doing. She know I'm back in business. I'm back online. The podcast is pumping. We about to blow up out here. We about to do
Yeah.
some big things, man. And I told her about my work with you, and she's happy. I'm happy to see you working with your cousin. Happy to see you working
That's
with your
good.
family.
That's
I'm happy to
good.
see you
That's
back
good.
out here doing what you do, man. So
See, that's
yeah,
kind of like the anthem we were just talking about. That's family.
yeah,
That's
man.
family.
Yeah, man. Keep it grounded, man. Once again, everybody, it's the Black Business Entrepreneur Podcast flagship program with my man Carlos Vegas. Yo, help once again, man. Thanks for helping me jump this joint back on the line, man. I've been in on hiatus and just planning for a while, man. And sitting down with you last week. Again, thanks for the shot of Hennessy, man, and setting the bar for me when we went out to Dave's Crimson. Big shout out to DJ Dukes over there.
Not much left, Miss Ringo.
Listen, the last time I seen that bottle was empty, man.
Yeah, not
We
much
went got
left.
another. See, there you go. But anyway,
Back go get a
um,
little. Back go get a
anyway,
little.
man, I just gotta give you a shout out for who you are and what you do, man. Now listen, back to the business. Turn Up Productions, man, does a lot musically. I also came in contact with one of the cats that you work with, man. Pull up,
Oh yeah. Pull up, turn up. Like
pull up, turn up. Yeah,
we call it pull
explain
up.
that to everybody, man.
Henry
Yeah,
Smith. Henry Smith. His name is Henry Smith. That's one of the realest cats I know.
big shot, Henry.
When we met, we clicked from day one.
Okay.
So we were like, yo, we gotta find. We need to put something together, right? So we came up with Pull Up, Turn Up TV, right? Now, Pull Up came from his name being the Pull Up King. When you say Pull Up King, you gotta understand what I'm saying. Like this nigga really gonna pull up, bruh.
Yeah.
You might pull up over on Greensboro Avenue, across. Don't even go in the club. Across from the club, and throw a 100-foot movie on the side of this building.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
For free. I mean, this is what he do.
I gotta meet this dude, man. I gotta meet this dude, man. Cause
He trill, bro. Shout out to Henry Smith, man. He'll see this interview. He put a video up for me not too long ago, man. When you seen he was over here and you seen the big picture that I got customized on the wall with Ogden's Transportation we was talking about.
Yeah, man. It was a 5-piece portrait. I seen it, man. I like that. I like that. It's the image, but it's 5 different pictures pulled together to make one. I like that, man.
Yeah, it's Pull Up, then it's Turn Up. Turn Up come from Turn Up Green Productions. Now, Turn Up Green Productions is what I do. Like, people know, like I do flyers.
You do graphic artists, man. You're graphic artist.
Yeah, I do flyers. I do commercials for like you might have a business and you like, man, I need a commercial to put on the radio. They call me, right? I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna get all the information because I ain't gonna just make a commercial. It gotta make sense. If it don't make sense, then ain't no use of me doing it because my name on it. It might be your business, but my name on it as well, right? So I do commercials. I do flyers. We promote your parties, whatever you need. If you want to get hot, hit up Carlos Vegas, man, at Turner Green Productions, bro. Just Google me. You can find out all the information on there, man. Let's go.
Yeah, we're gonna put that in on the final edit, man, from the podcast. Yeah, your production company, man, does a lot. I was really impressed in the things that you do for the community, man. You told me that you work with a softball team, and you help promote them and really inspire and motivate them with a song that you wrote, man. So tell us about that team, man, and about the song that you wrote for. I heard the song. The song is hot that you
Yeah.
wrote for them. Tell us about them kids out there, man. What you did?
It's really not a softball team; it's a baseball team.
Baseball team. Okay.
But the little boys are 10 years old. You know what I'm saying? They're 10
Okay.
years old. They're out of Montgomery, Alabama. They are a travel team. Once again, here I am. Shout out to my homeboy Kenyatta Driver from West Highland. We grew up a few houses from each other, across the street, but a few houses from each other. So he's a coach down there in Montgomery with these kids, and the kids are dope, bro. Like great. They're gonna be, man. Ain't no telling what they're gonna end up do the older they get, and the more inspiration that they get. Ain't no telling what they're gonna turn into, cuz. You feel me? And as a travel team, they're 10 years old. They call it Alabama Firehawks. So he hit me up. He was like, yo, the team is dope, bro. They good, but we trying to do something to inspire them or give them this extra, you know what I'm saying? Well, really can't nobody touch them. You feel me? So he hit me up. I asked the questions, man. I'm like, how old are these guys? He tell me. What's the colors of the team? He tell me. I said, well, send me a roster of all the players' name and the jersey numbers and the positions that they play. And send me something I want to know about the coaching staff. Send me the coaching staff info. So now I can put together a story that makes sense. You know what I mean? And when I dropped that record and I presented to you a couple of weeks ago,
oh man, that's fine.
You know what I'm talking about now. But yeah, man, shout out to the Alabama Firehawks, man, out of Montgomery, Alabama. Shout out to the coaching staff. Shout out to the parents that hit me up. But the thing is, they debuted it on that Sunday. Like I said, they're a travel team. They play Sunday. Look, bro, they've been winning tournaments. You know how Alabama didn't get in this year? There was a 2-loss team. These jokers might lose a game or two and come up as run-up, or they might be a 1-loss team or two-loss team and win it. But when they debut that song, bro, they hearing their name in a big record.
Yeah, that song is.
They went out there and smashed everything, bro. Like they could have played 13-year-olds that day, and it would have been the same results. So that lets you know, man, if you inspire your kids, bro, ain't no telling what they can do, cuz. It's all about the children, bro. We big boys. You know what I'm talking about? You big, but all we can do, we're going to keep doing the same thing we do and slowly implement the things that we learn. You tell a kid something, they will get on it then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Turn to a monster, cuz. And that's what them kids are doing down there in Montgomery, Alabama. So shout out to Alabama Firehawks, cuz.
Yeah, man. I'm glad I got a chance to talk to you about things like that, man. I mentioned how you care about the community, you care about the kids. You give back. You're an employer. You do a lot. Now you also showed me a video. It's like a public service announcement where you shot a video, and based on this young man's life.
That's my son.
And how he was living. Tell us about that video, man, and about that kid, man. Again, I'm gonna put the links, in the show, the later edit you come back and watch. But that was a very important.
All y'all out there that's tuned in to Radio Land, man, go out there and tune in. Go to YouTube, and look up Carlos Vegas short film called Do Right.
Do Right.
That's it. Yeah, it's called Do Right. And at the end of the film, the music video "Enjoy" is going to come on, and then it have something else to do with "Do Right" at the end of it. Check that out, man. And that's my son that's playing the lead part when he was a little boy. He a big boy now. He got his first job at McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Check out "Do Right," man. I think y'all will be real inspired on that. It has a lot of facts on there. You know what I'm saying? And my brother Jeff Gatsby Wilson, man, he looked at it and he was like, bro.
I was blown away, man.
Real. And I got so many people that had contacted me after that drop. I'm talking about these different societies and stuff hitting us up about runaway kids. And it's been a run. It's been a run, bro. And I can't complain. Like when times get hard, and don't get it twisted. Yeah. They sitting there looking at this video right now, like, boy, he got it going on. Look, times are hard for me right now. I got things I'm going through right now. I'm just gonna keep pushing, you know what I'm saying, to go to the next step. But to help y'all do that, go on there and check out Do Right, man. See how you feel about your kids, man. You understand? Straight up.
Yeah, now that film, man, the plot and the storyline is what really amazed me. You
You
know,
see that?
the realism. You know, you're
See,
standing
look,
outside the corner store,
I ain't
see
seen
a kid coming in, and you know he looking like he's short money or he's trying to come in. You don't know whether he's going to steal something or what he's going to do in the store, and then you actually help him out.
yeah.
You come in and help him out. You know,
After
I
I
don't, I don't,
realized that there's some things missing out my house. See, I
well,
don't
well,
want to give it
we
up.
didn't
I
get
don't
to
want
the
to give
point
it
that
up.
he actually was
I don't
that
want
he
to give
actually
it
was
up.
in your neighborhood and
Yeah, I
actually
don't.
part of the family almost. You looked out
I
for
don't.
him. Your wife's looking out for him, and you
Nah,
did
that's
not
what it
know
was. That's
the
what it was.
extent of
My
his
wife.
situation.
See,
Yeah,
people don't get that. They don't see. You see the film. I just want them to understand when they see the back part, like the back of my house at that time where I was at. When I made that. If you look real close, you can look at the back door. You see the back door was open. My wife was looking at what he was doing, so I know she was in on it. I'm saying it's crazy. It's like, man, I don't even know the whole damn joint myself or something, and I helped write and direct it. But man, listen, check the kids out, man. People out there in America or wherever you may be, man, you got to understand, man, your children got something to say. Your kids got something to say, just like Andre. Your kids got something to say, bro. You got to listen to them instead of just always telling them to do this, tell them to do that, tell him to do this, tell her to do. Your kids got something to say, cuz. You feel me? And hey man, have we always been on the straight and narrow? No. Are
no,
we
we have
always
not.
on the straight and narrow now? No. Every now and then you will see where you did an elbow move. You'll see where you turned till you got back straight. You feel me?
Yeah, yeah.
So listen to your kids, man. Your kids got something to say.
Yeah, I like the fact that you mentioning that right now, man. Because if you watch the news, in any city in America right now, you see young people having a hard time. You see young people struggling. There's a lot of crime. It's a lot of violence. It's a lot of gunplay, and I'm looking from an old school perspective as saying, yo, what's wrong with these kids? Like, everybody struggle from every generation, but the level of violence, anger, and hatred towards black brothers and sisters is kind of disturbing. Now, what you said was very important. Listen to your kids, man. You're from the streets, you're from the hood. I
Already.
don't know too much about your background in early life, man, but
Good.
what do you?
Good.
It's good that I don't know. Some things we don't
Great.
need to talk about. All
It's
right,
all good.
but um, and I know you relate to young people in a different way. You know,
Yeah.
what would you have to say to parents out here, man, that got young teenage kids that's in these streets and in these gangs, man, and in trouble and in jail? What advice would you give, man, as an OG in the game right now? That's basically what you are.
And
What
see,
advice would you have, man?
I don't like to sound like the same thing that other folks say, but sometimes you can say the same thing that somebody else said, and
Yeah,
they'll listen to you because of who said it.
there you
Um,
go.
I mean, think about it. Think about it.
Yes, sir.
What they tell you? They say, like first and foremost, like my grandmama once
There you
again
go.
and my granddad raised me, so I kind of was blessed with a shortcut. But you got to understand this, bro. When I came up in school, man, and I come home and I need to do, like homework or this, my
Yeah,
grandma, my granddaddy couldn't help me with that. You
yeah,
know, they didn't know what I was talking about when it came to this damn social study class, or when it came to this math, or when it
yeah.
came to this English. Or, they couldn't.
It's that
So
little generation gap right there.
it's totally different. Kids these days, bro. When I was in school, when you was in school,
Yeah,
we was out of school for what? Christmas and Thanksgiving or something?
stayed in school, man. I started working in the high school.
Me too.
I started working, man.
We was
These
out of
kids
school
a
for
lot
like,
of times,
it was like
yeah,
2 days or something. We was out. Man, listen, first and foremost, parents, I don't care if your kids in a public school, private school, whatever, you got to have school at home at the same time.
that's right, that's right,
That's what I'm
that's right.
saying. And the reason I say that, because these kids be out for snow days and there ain't even snow on the ground.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of
How
free
you
time.
got? Yeah, they be like, yo, we going to use the snow days that we didn't use because it ain't snowed and we didn't use them. Like, are you serious? They be out
Yeah.
for principal day, special teacher day.
Got all kind of holidays, right?
So in other words, they ain't teaching these kids the real, bro. So
Well,
parents,
great.
be a teacher and a school within itself in your home.
There you go.
Because if you do not, you are pretty much forfeiting without paperwork your rights to the school that they do go to the police, to the city councilmen, to
criminal
whatever
justice
law,
system,
regulation, whatever they got out there, man.
yeah,
They're
the
gonna be
streets, man.
presumed to be into that. You
If you
understand
don't
what I'm
teach
saying?
them at home, they learn on the
That's
street.
what's gonna happen. So if you're not a teacher at home, bro, it's a problem, bro.
Yeah, you got to spend time with your kids, man.
Straight up.
You got it. Yeah, I like that, man. I think you're making a good point, man. A lot of things that happen in the street, you see on the news, you feel like that's somebody else's kids, that's somebody else's problem, until them problems hit home. Now it's little Johnny. Now it's your nephew. Now it's your son or somebody, man. The reason I'm bringing that up because as a black businessman and an entrepreneur, that's the main thing I think young people are missing. You want money, you want cars, you want nice things, but somewhere along the line, you forgot that you have to work for those things, man. You don't get those things in the street. You don't get that thing breaking in somebody's car, breaking in somebody's house, robbing somebody, carrying weapons on the street, and other things that people do that make them lose their freedom. So I bring that up because, the young people are watching, the parents are watching. Talk to your kids about business. Talk to your kids about working. Talk to the kids about bettering their education and understand that you're a better boss than you are an employee. Because the problem is that I see with a lot of people, young people, they can't work for nobody. So for one, you should be a boss then. You should have your own business. A lot of young people don't want to work for nobody. They want their own business. And that's part of the show to bring people on like you to say, you're not just a rapper, man. You're not just, a truck company owner. You're not just a graphic artist and producer films. You're a businessman. And there's ways to go about being a businessman. I remember back in the day, you had a paper route, or you bagged at the grocery store. Business is business. Earning money with honest living, man, is what being a businessman and an entrepreneur is, man.
Right.
Really.
So like this. I look at it like this. How many parents, children love to sit back in their room and play video games these days, right?
Man, that's right. Man, my grandkids come by, I had to take that thing from them, man. I had to make them turn it off.
So if you are really that in tune with that, why not monetize it? Like if this is
make it educational. Make them put some good use to it. That talent.
You can make money doing this.
Yeah.
You're doing it for fun, so that means you're wasting time.
Yeah. There's educational too.
Get on Gears of War, and you one of the baddest jokers in the country, or whatever. Are you climbing to be? It's a way to get paid for that.
Yeah, but that's just a dream, though, man. That's like I want to be a rapper. I want to be a basketball player. I want to be a football player. But I understand the point you're making. Whatever their passion is, whatever they enjoy doing, it make it educational. Make it fundamental in some kind of way. Let them understand that everything you do can make you money. Every talent you have can make you money. Every gift you have can make you money. Because a lot of times parents don't realize things that their children do are actually gifts and talents, and they need to recognize it and steer them that way, because this is all about business. This is all about financial literacy. This is about education on things you can do to make a living, man. Media and the world has people thinking there's shortcuts. I didn't see no shortcuts in your story. I seen hard work. I seen sacrifice. I seen consistency, and I seen a drive, man. And again, you still ain't finished. Speaking of that,
no.
You still ain't finished. Speaking of that, what can what can people look to from you in the future, man? Let's start with the music, and touring, and producing, and the other talents that you have. I know you do a lot of work, production, commercials for clubs and concerts and shows, man. Just tell us a bit about what the future holds for you. We can look for in 2023, man.
It's unlimited. It's
It's
unlimited.
unlimited. Sky's the limit.
Yeah, it's unlimited. It's like I haven't, first thing that everybody need to do, man, is set goals.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
That
They
goes.
told us that a long time ago. We weren't paying no attention to that, man. You know
No.
what I'm saying? Shit, I got a football game Friday, bro. My goal is to beat these jokers. You
Yeah,
gotta
same.
have goal. Like, let's say we got a football game. Just use that since I brought that up.
Yeah.
We got a football game Friday. Your goal should be, if you're on defense, this is how many tackles that you're gonna get. This is how many turnovers you looking for
Yeah.
yourself.
Set goals, man.
This is, bro. But the ultimate goal is what? The win.
To win. Yeah. You got to win.
You can't
Yeah.
do that. Look, they can take everybody off the field and you got just your goals over here. Right?
That's life, man.
Now you got
In life,
11
you
people
gotta
on the
win.
field and your ass. It's all about the team, bro.
Yeah.
It's
I
all
get
about
it.
the team. If you ain't got no team with you, cuz it's over with.
Exactly. So you work with your brothers, man. Work with your brothers. Build a team. Work with like-minded people. Surround yourself with people who have the same goals and aspirations as you do. You know, if you
And they
hang
ain't
with
gotta
losers,
have the
you're going
same
to be
goal.
able
They
to.
ain't gotta have the same goal. They
Well, I
need
mean,
goals
when I say the
and
same goals,
aspirations. You're right. You're right.
succeed.
It
People
can
who
be
want to
whatever goal they
succeed.
got. Yeah.
People
But
who want to be successful.
you told me the best, man. You told me the best. When I talked to you earlier, you told me the best. You like, man, it ain't about, this and that. Like, swear to God, bro. The way you said what you said to me,
Yeah, man.
and I think we need to. I don't really want to throw it all out there. I think we need to talk what we did. Throw that on the editing as well. But
Well, we
I
can
want
talk about
everybody
that,
out there.
man.
Hey, I want
We can
everybody out
definitely
there to know I'm looking in the camera now. See, when you on a podcast, you looking at the person. It look like you looking stupid. You looking at the person that's next to you on the screen. I'm talking in the camera now. Listen,
talk good.
y'all check out Jeff Gatsby Wilson, bro.
Thank you,
He
man.
official. I wouldn't do it. I'm not gonna get on no podcast with nobody that's going nationwide like that, man. Just to,
Yeah, we trying, man.
hey, man, I did an extra one. That's nothing. But the things that you told me, bro, and the thing that me and you talked about that's not on camera, that you're gonna put me and my family with, you know what I mean? Connects.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I get it, man. I get it, man.
Man, look, bro.
I get it. You got to get back, man.
This is what everybody better do. Everybody better find them a circle where somebody in that circle is smarter than your ass.
Yeah, definitely, man. If I'm the smartest person in the room, I'm in the wrong room, man. Listen, man. I hate to cut you off, man. We got a lot of. It was only been an hour. That hour's already up. You've been watching the Black Business Entrepreneur with your host Jeff Gatsby Wilson and businessman and entrepreneur Carlos Vegas out of Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Follow him on YouTube, Carlos Vegas, man. Check out the videos. I think he's on Reverb Nation. The music is on Spotify and whatever music is sold. Carlos, man, last word before you go, man. You want to give a shout out or thank somebody, man, who's helped you out doing the career, man, and help make you the businessman you are today, man. Just give us that, man, before we go, bro.
Bonjour, ça va? Il faut je m'appelle Benoit. And I'm out.
That's that. Listen, for people trying to follow you on social media and drop a website, man, and social media, where you at, man?
First of all, y'all know how to find me at Carlos Vegas on Facebook. There's no problemo. You know what I'm saying? Believe it or not, I got my thing hooked to Twitter, so I don't never talk about my Twitter. So everything I put on there automatically go on Twitter.
There you go.
You know what I mean? So just Facebook will handle your Twitter part. Carlos Vegas 32. You know what I'm saying? And I say 32 because that's where I'm from. That's the tag number on our joints when we came up in Fayette, Alabama. So that's my Instagram, Carlos Vegas 32. And everything else is the same. You put Carlos Vegas up.
Just Google it.
Google me, man. Google me, man.
All right, man. Listen, thanks everybody for watching. Don't forget to stay tuned and follow the Black Business Entrepreneur. Follow me, Jeff Gatsby Wilson, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Check the end of this video for all the information on Carlos Vegas and how to follow and support him, his music, and his businesses, as well as yours truly. So, Carlos, man, good night. God bless, man. Tell Tina and the family I send my love. Promise when you come back and be on the show again in the future, man.
I promise, and I love y'all, man. Y'all stay up, man. Tell your wife I love her, man. I love her, man. She's the best wife. She good, man. I love her. You got a great wife, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, man. Yeah, she. That's my queen, man. Well, I can't say
Yeah.
nothing. I ain't gonna argue with that now. All right,
Already.
man. We going. Good night. God bless everybody. Peace.
That worked out. Yeah, we'll see the edit and all that shit. We can go back in the front and get down there. You know what I'm saying? I'm dead there. You know, call your wife or you still cool? Because we gonna
She got nothing right now. We're done.
She outside?
Yeah.
I said we getting tonight. It's over with.
Get that though.
Okay, it's all good.
You